Hey guys, welcome back. Today we've got, yep, you guessed it, another coffee enhancing doohickey. This is the Clever Dripper from EK International Co. Limited. Let's take a closer look. So many specialty coffee fans among you may have seen some similarities between how this and the Hario V60 looks. The V60 is a kind of portable, compact, pour-over dripper which allows for rapid but exceedingly tasty brews. They both kind of cut down sediment and brewing time, and you can get them in plastic, ceramic. I think they may be releasing a metal one soon as well. And the shape, which has been copied here, is basically designed to maximise extraction. But we're not here to review the V60. We already know it's pretty good and it's a big fan favourite, but could it be better? So this is supposedly where this Clever Dripper comes in. And what makes it so clever is their self-proclaimed amazing shut-off system. Basically, they say the amazing shut-off system helps make the entire brewing process so simple. The Clever Dripper will only dispense coffee when it's placed on top of a cup. Lift it up and it stops. So they say it's the best way to brew an incredibly robust and aromatic coffee without any of the acidity, bitterness or loose grounds, and with no experience necessary. So here it is, a full immersion brewer mixed with the filtration of a pour over. This one cost me around £20 or $25, and there's only a few key parts to it. So you've got the main Clever Dripper here. There are assembly instructions, but it came put together. So it's got a release ring with a silicone stopper inside, and that sits inside this wider body with the little stick out legs. So basically you can brew on your kitchen counter without anything coming out. But the second you stick it on a mug, so long as it fits inside this bracket, the coffee will flow. There are a few other bits too. So there's a coaster here, kind of to sit it on while you've got it on the surface. You know, it's not going to scratch or anything, but it's a nice little touch. And there's a little lid here just to retain temperature. So once your coffee's going, you just stick it on. Filters aren't included, but it's designed for a size 4 filter, which we've got here too. So method-wise, it's pretty simple. You just pop your filter in, run water through, add 20 grams of coarse or medium ground coffee, 300 ml of water, pop the lid on and brew for about 4 minutes. Then just place the Clever Dripper on top of a cup. Boom! Apparently the best part of the coffee brewing at the bottom will now flow down into the cup, leaving the grounds behind. Lift it up and the drip stops. They don't really go into any detail about a swirl or a bloom with this one because you're not really in a race against time. You've got full immersion at your fingertips, so you're basically guaranteed a consistent and even extraction. So let's give it a go. Let's see how clever the Clever Dripper is. So we're just going to do it as per the instructions. There are a few other methods that I've seen online. Sometimes people have put the water in first, filled it up and then put the grounds in, gave it a swirl and allowed them to sink to kind of better mould to the bottom of the Clever Dripper. But we're just going to do it as per the manufacturer's instructions and just see what that's like before we start to tweak things. So here we go, we've got the Clever Dripper here. The vessel's already put together, as I said. We're just going to add the filter in. Size 4 filter on this one with a flat bottom. There's some nice ridges in there for it to sit in. So I've just got some water off the boil here. They recommend between 91 and 96 degrees C. Just to wet that filter and basically use that water, run it through the Clever Dripper, get everything nice and moist, and also use it to warm up your cup as well. Okay, so it is quite a nice little touch being able to prepare it all on the table without sitting it above a glass. So I've weighed out our coffee here, 20 grams of coarse or medium grounds and 300 ml of water. Kind of agitate it just a little bit. Pop the lid on, and now we wait. They recommend a 4-minute brew time, so let's get the stopwatch started. Okay, so we've had our 4-minute brew time, so let's get this into a glass. As you can see, I'm lifting up our Clever Dripper and nothing's dripping out. So that's all part of their patented silicone drip technology. So just got a glass here, pre-warmed, and there we go. Press it against the bottom and the water comes out. Leave it, press it. It's pretty cool. You can just sit it on top if you want. So pretty straightforward, and now we've got our coffee in the glass. Okay, so I've transferred it to a mug just to help cool it down, and we're ready to give it a try. It looks great. Looks crystal clear, perfectly filtered. You know, there's no loose grounds in there, as they promise. I usually use a full inversion method on my AeroPress anyway, so this is quite similar to kind of the brewing method, at least, that I do on a daily basis, just with a completely different piece of equipment. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Zero bitterness, no acidity, lovely, just kind of subtle caramel, a little bit of fruit going through there. Nice milky chocolate flavour. You know, it's not a strong coffee that we've used in this one. It's kind of a 3 out of 5 roast. But yeah, I think it does it justice, to be honest. It's a delicious brew. I may up the coffee to water ratio just to make it a little bit stronger, a little bit more body. But no, I think that's produced a really delicious coffee. I think 4 minutes is pretty bang on. It doesn't taste over extracted. As I said, there's no bitterness or acidity there. And that has a lot of similarities to the inversion method AeroPress that I did with the same coffee earlier today. You know, as I said, it's just a different piece of equipment utilising quite a clever combination of brewing methods. So I've been using this all week and I've had pretty consistent results. The flavour's been there the whole time. Sometimes with an AeroPress it goes really up and down. You never can be quite sure what you're going to end up with. But I found the results with this have been pretty consistent. As I said, don't bother using an espresso grind because it just clogs it up and it is a mess. Coarse and medium grind is the way to go. And I'd recommend a medium strength. Cleanup wise, it's pretty straightforward. You obviously just remove the filter and you can run, you know, clean water through the whole system just by holding up the silicone plug yourself. As I said, there's not many accessories to pack away. It is a pretty big clunky thing. The build quality, you know, I'm not a massive fan of. It's very plasticky. This bottom part rattles around a lot. Just moving it around there, did have some drips come through. And the silicone seal to me looks like it may not last, you know, it may not be as durable as some of the other coffee accessories that I have. Something like the AeroPress that you just look at and you think that is going to last, that could last a nuclear fallout. But something like this, I don't know, a little bit flimsy, a little bit cheap, but £20 price tag, you know, that kind of adds up with that. To me, the only clever thing about it is the ability to prepare the coffee without having to sit it on top of a mug. You know, similar to the fellow Prismo that we've had before, you can, you know, prepare your AeroPress before sitting on top of the mug. It's a nice kind of tweak to the method, but is it necessary for good coffee? Definitely not. Am I going to use it on a daily basis? Probably not. I don't really know where it's going to sit between an AeroPress and something like a Chemex or a V60 on a smaller scale. I think it may just sit in my cupboard gathering a little bit of dust, and then maybe I'll get it out every now and then for a bit of a clever drip. If you've picked this one up, let me know in the comments below. Have you got any little hacks for it to improve it? Or, you know, did you use it once and put it straight back into the cupboard? I'd be interested to see. But yeah, that just leaves me to say thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon.